Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Saturday, October 11, 2025. And in the news this evening, teen fatally stabbed by brother during fight over clothes in St. Elizabeth, police say. A 17-year-old boy has died after he was allegedly stabbed by his 14-year-old brother during a fight on Friday night over clothes in Comer Pen, St. Elizabeth, the police say. The deceased has been identified as Raheem Thompson, a student of New Forest High School. The police say the incident occurred around 9:50 p.m. at their home when an argument between the brothers turned physical and a knife was used. Thompson was rushed to the Black River Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. The younger brother, who initially fled the scene, is now in custody, the police say. Kingston Higgler charged with a double murder in Denham Town. A 26-year-old Higgler from Kingston has been charged in connection with the murder of two men in the Golden Heights area of Denham Town, downtown Kingston, 2 years ago. The accused, Don Q. Douglas of Upper Oxford Street in Denham Town, faces 2 counts of murder, conspiracy to murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, using a firearm to commit a felony, and being part of a criminal organization, a police statement said Saturday. The charges stem from the April 25, 2023 killing of 66-year-old woodworker Lawson Rosie Henry of Torrington Park and the 52-year-old landscaper Alva Tracy Downey of Golden Heights. According to reports from the Denham Town Police, Douglas and his accomplices, armed with firearms, entered the Golden Heights community and opened fire on Downey, hitting him in the upper body. While escaping, the gunmen allegedly encountered Henry in another section of the community and shot him as well. Both men were rushed to hospital, where they were pronounced dead. After months of investigation, Douglas was arrested and later charged, following an interview in the presence of his attorney on Friday. Man charged with rape of 7-year-old girl said to be hearing voices. A St. Catherine man accused of raping a 7-year-old girl has been remanded in custody after a court heard that he was suffering a mental breakdown. The 32-year-old accused appeared before Senior Parish Court Judge Janelle Nelson Gale on Friday to answer to charges of forcible abduction, rape, and sexual touching. During the hearing, the court was told that the accused was experiencing a mental breakdown and claimed to be hearing voices in his head. The judge did not entertain a suggestion for bail and postponed the matter until November 18. Allegations are that on September 25, the child was on her way from school when she was abducted and sexually assaulted by the accused. He reportedly attempted to flee the scene in a vehicle but was intercepted by community members, held and handed over to the police. The incident was reported to the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, which launched a probe that led to the man being charged. Westmoreland man Ravine Jones missing. The police are seeking the public's assistance in locating 28-year-old Ravine Jones of Darlington, Westmoreland, who has been missing since Thursday, October 9. Jones is of brown complexion, slim build, and about 175 centimeters or 5 feet 9 inches tall. Reports from the Darlington police are that about 8 a.m., Jones was last seen in Darlington wearing a pink and white polo shirt, blue jeans, and a pair of blue sneakers. He has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Ravine Jones is being asked to contact the Darlington Police at 876-955-0088, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. 2 dead following multi-vehicle crash in Manchester. A man and a woman are dead following a multi-vehicle collision along the Winston Jones Highway in Manchester on Friday. They have been identified as Evroy Dixon, a resident of Content, and 35-year-old Adrian Mars Smith, a resident of Hearteast, both in Manchester. The crash occurred about 9:30 p.m. in the vicinity of Russell Place Meadows. Reports indicate that a trailer was parked along the left lane or shoulder of the roadway as motorists traveled west. A Toyota Wish motor car, which was heading in that direction, was attempting to pass the trailer when the left front section of the car collided with the right rear of the trailer. The impact caused the Toyota Wish to spin sideways into the path of a police service vehicle that was traveling downhill in the opposite direction. The front of the police truck then crashed into the right section of the motor car. As a result of the collision, the police service vehicle became defective and veered to the right of the roadway, where it collided head-on with a Nissan Tiida that was heading west. Both occupants of the Tiida sustained serious injuries and were later pronounced dead at the Mandeville Regional Hospital. The driver of the Toyota Wish and the police service vehicle, who were the only occupants, sustained non-life-threatening injuries and were treated at hospital. Motorcyclist run over by trailer following crash in St. Anne. A 23-year-old man died on Friday afternoon on the Draxall Main Road in St. Anne after he was crushed by a trailer truck following a collision. He is Kevin Anderson, a construction worker of Farm Pen, Pembroke Hall in St. Mary. The police reported that about 3:50 p.m., Mr. Anderson was riding his motorcycle in an easterly direction on the main road when he overtook a line of traffic. A motor car drove into his path, which resulted in him losing control of the motorcycle. Mr. Anderson fell to the ground and slid into the right lane of the incoming traffic, where he was run over by the oncoming truck. He was pronounced dead at the St. Anne's Regional Hospital. Prime Minister Holness invites Goulding to Vale Royal talks on constitutional reform. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has extended an invitation to opposition leader Mark Goulding to discuss the next steps on Jamaica's constitutional reform through Vale Royal talks. The invitation from the Prime Minister was communicated on Friday in a letter to Mr. Goulding. It came after the opposition leader last week asked Mr. Holness to reconsider a proposal for him to meet with the Minister of Justice and the Constitutional Affairs, Delroy Chuck, on the matter. In his letter, Mr. Holness explained that a meeting with Minister Chuck was not suitable for a meeting of the two leaders. He said, having regarded to the key fact that Mr. Goulding has directly assumed the shadow spokesperson responsibilities for constitutional affairs, it was considered courteous and practical as a preliminary step for Minister Chuck to meet with Mr. Goulding so he and his team could be briefed on the restructured ministry and the portfolio. Mr. Holness says his request was followed by a letter sent directly to the opposition leader from Minister Chuck, in which he reiterated the proposal to arrange a preliminary meeting. In the letter to Mr. Goulding, the Prime Minister went on to chronicle the sequence of events from March 2021, when both sides were in agreement on how to proceed on constitutional reform, up to April 2024, when the opposition said its support for Jamaica transition into a republic was conditional on the acceptance of the Caribbean Court of Justice as Jamaica's final appellate court. Mr. Holness has disclosed a preference for Jamaica to establish its own final appellate court. He said that the administration is intent on fulfilling its commitment to transition in Jamaica to a republic in a collaboration and inclusive manner. Mr. Holness noted that the Vale Royal talks have proven useful in the past in providing a space for frank dialogue and a principled compromise, and has therefore proposed that the two leaders return to this mechanism as a platform to move forward constructively. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.